egotistical. Yeah, it's really loud. Put the mic right in my mouth to make sure it was working on my OBS, because remember, I think at Daytona we started and the mic was off for like 3 minutes and I was like, oh, talking to myself like an idiot. So here we are. One moment. So, this is going to be interesting.
Some were on the track as late as yesterday. That includes Brett Moffitt. How valuable will that be compared to some of the experience level in the rest of this field?
Yeah, experience is huge, especially at a track like Darlington.
He said especially.
It can bite you so quick, and
that's a pet peeve.
Unfortunately, I've had that happen in my career before, so hopefully I'll know enough now that we can go have a clean day. But yeah, really excited to have Bobby Allison on board. I just found out he's got 4 wins here, I believe, so hopefully that'll bring us some good luck and we can get to victory lane today. But experience is on our side for sure.
Brett Moffitt looking for that first win of the season, Matt.
How has he not won? Him and Ross Chastain this year. I mean, really. How have they not won? Biff! Oh my God, he's about to rob a 7-Eleven. But there he is. It's the Biff.
To avoid all the mistakes that the other guys who are just learning this tricky place are going through.
You know, I think that the balance comes from their experience in these trucks, which I don't have as much of, but I have a lot of experience, like you mentioned, at this racetrack. So that experience of them knowing the trucks and racing these last 4 races around the country in this heat is going to balance out me just coming in here, getting in, and knowing the racetrack, I think.
So, Vince, think about this. Back in the day, he was battling the 24, trading paint when he was driving for Jack Roush. Now, he's driving the Ricky Hendrick Livery Special.
Yeah, I love these throwback schemes, and that's a good-looking one for sure. Hey, how about Biffle? I mean, 24 hours ago, he was racing his sand buggy out west, and now he's climbing in the truck going to battle at Darlington.
Yeah, he flew in from Salt Lake City last night, Vince, and drove over to Darlington and slept in a camper. He said, this is what racing's all about. Takes me back to when I was a kid.
I know where Biffle lives, but I love that paint scheme. That's the Ricky Hendrick
the wheel of this truck. And what I love
throwback.
is that
Yeah,
24
that's pretty
truck
cool.
for Ricky Hendrick. Tell you what, let's do today. Let's go to Fox Sports social media channels and let's vote on our favorite trucks, because everyone I see puts
That's my favorite one so far.
Love
The 23 is pretty nice. Moffitt's truck.
I tell you what, we're going to be keeping an eye.
First time we've had a lot of throwbacks on the trucks. This is the first time they've done Darlington on Throwback Weekend. We've had a couple pop up at Canadian Tire over the years.
So tight at that cut line right now. And listen, they're at a racetrack that none of these 3 guys have ever been to. It's going to present a lot of challenges for them. They're going to have to learn this track quick. Also not make that mistake that I talked about earlier on in the show there.
Well, 2 to go until the playoffs begin.
Can we get on with this? I waited till after the prayer and the anthem and all that shit. Start the engines.
But you can certainly damage your chances if you have a terrible day today. So certainly got to take care of business if you're one of these 3.
And you better try to take care of the side of that truck, because these
It's going to be a long
like those
day.
Xfinity cars we saw yesterday. You hit the wall, it's going to hurt your chances to win.
Yeah,
I felt like shit all from last night through today, even when I was asleep. A couple of times I woke up, I was like, oh, felt horrible. I think I slept well enough, though, to get through today.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome Coker University student and Life Scholarship recipient, Cameron Quick.
Drivers, start your engines.
Vroom. There's the Biff. God, Biffle looks like he's smothering in there. Biffle's just now got in the truck and his face looking bright red.
The engine's fired up.
Well, just for funsies, let's take a look at the weather in Darlington, South Carolina. Darlington, South Carolina weather. I ain't looked at the weather all week. Looks pretty damn good from what I can tell. 86, that's not bad. Certainly gets worse down here. And yeah, great fucking weather forecast for the race tonight. Very nice. We shouldn't anticipate any fucking delay whatsoever. My pick for this race is definitely Moffitt. I hope Michael knows. Hey, Michael, hey. I was just about to say, hey, I hope he knows if they were taking bets. If they're taking bets on the truck race, give me Moffitt or Biffle. Moffitt or Biffle. Just because of his experience. His experience definitely paid off last year when he won at Texas. And Darlington's just a totally different thing. And more than half these guys I know have never been to Darlington. Yep, it's going to be a long day. God, my back hurts. Oh, my legs are really taut right now. But that workout last night, I felt like shit because I was up at I took a nap yesterday evening after the Xfinity race, and I woke up and just sat around for a while. Around 11, I decided to do my workout for the day, and I did it for like an hour and a half, and afterwards I was like, before I was like, okay, once I'm done with this, I'm going to play Tony Hawk or something. After I got done with that workout, all I could do was lay in bed. I just went straight to bed and had a pretty good sleep, but feel like garbage today. And I'm going to do it all again tonight after the Cup race. So in the meantime, I'm just taking the day to chill out. I finished Pro Skater 1 this morning. I got to start Pro Skater 2. That'll be a stream eventually. Put in a bet on the Cup race. Give me Chase. I'm just going based off that one Darlington race earlier this year. I like Chase. I know the obvious would be Harvick or Hamlin because they're the best drivers in the series this year and they're really good at Darlington. But I'm going to take Chase just to try to get a little more. Ooh. Oh, God. Play some good music during a race for once, would you, Fox? NBC was on a roll at Daytona. Trucks at Darlington. When's the last time they did this? Like 2005? 2006? Something like that. It's been a while. God, actually, no, that looks pretty recent. It must have been like 2009-ish? I don't know. Remember back when they tried to take Darlington off the schedule?
It's a beautiful day in South Carolina.
Can you believe they actually tried to take this damn track off the schedule?
The Gander trucks prepared to add to Darlington's storied history.
Darlington.
Today. And I don't know if there's a more talked about racetrack of personality on the circuit, Mike.
Take a deep breath, Vince. That's what these drivers are doing right now. They're going to say, I'm supposed to go into this corner at 170 miles an hour. This place was built around about 120 on. You can see turns 1 and 2 back to 25.
Oh, this cookout logos don't make me think about food. I'm on a good streak right now. Do not make me think about food. Cookout logo. Thank God the closest cookout's like 30 minutes away.
Michael, I agree. There is no more thrilling exit than turn 2 at Darlington.
God damn it, this race just as long as the Xfinity race. I was hoping it'd be a little shorter. So I get a little more of a break between this and the Cup race.
Try and go that 90-95% all day long. 45 laps make up the first 2 stages, and the last will be 57.
Starting lineup today, GMS Racing has won the last 4 races in this series, and they've got a couple of guys on the front row with Brett Moffitt and Sheldon Creed.
I think that's been a bit of the story of 2020. Regan is the dominance of GMS. You see Rafael Lessard, another kid that's starting to get it, moving up the grid.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be fun to see if they can keep on
try to
with those wins
have a
today.
good day at work.
Right now for GMS,
Still waiting to work again, but it's coming soon. In the meantime, it gives me more time to lift and train and work out and all that. So I guess I'm just now starting to do something with all this time off that I've had. Should have done this forever ago. Can you copy me, my friend? Michael. Speak English. Michael Waltrip, not you, Michael. Okay, Michael Waltrip's Mikey. You're Michael, so I can distinguish the two. David Reagan in the 17.
Outlaw Series. Yesterday, my teammate won. I finished 4th. Hopefully a little bit better than that today.
Sounds good, buddy. I think I heard Joel Edmonds, historic, famous spotter in your ear. That's got to be a good feeling for y'all. Have fun today.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
That's old Joel. He's been around a long time, Vince. And I talked to Biff earlier, and he said, man, I'm so happy to hear Joel in my ear.
Yeah, that is a cool, might as well make it a full reunion, right?
Greg Biffle and a Chevrolet.
Was the home for Greg
Never
Biffle
thought I'd
for
see
a
the
long
day.
time, and a couple of former Roush drivers joining him in the field today. And for more on that, let's go back downstairs.
Yeah, Vince, you want to talk throwback? How about David Reagan back behind the wheel? For the first time since 2006, he is piloting one of these trucks, that beautiful 17 ride that you see there. But it's not
That's one ugly fucking paint scheme. Always was. Hey, Lori.
A throwback to the truck series. The last time he was here as a crew chief in the truck series, his driver, Cole Witt, was on the pole. A little tougher today. David Reagan, that 17 truck, starts dead last on the field. Some work to do early on in this race, Matt.
Wasn't going to miss trucks at Darlington. Especially because of Greg Biffle. And I just so happened to sleep good last night.
He became a coffee shop entrepreneur, but he missed the culture and the passion from racing, so he decided to build a dirt late model. 2 days after his first test, he got a call from his old Roush car chief, Cody Ethos, said, hey, would you like to come to Darlington and drive one of our niece trucks?
I question anybody that would put Trevor Bain behind the wheel. Watch him win. No.
In yesterday's Xfinity race, his biggest concern was the trend he saw in all three. The bottleneck on lap 1, right off turn 2. If he can survive that, log some laps, and get settled in, he'll be a happy camper. It's
Mahalo, the name of his coffee company. It means thank you in Hawaii, and he hopes to say that when he's accepting the trophy later today.
Well, thank you, Vince, for that culturing you just gave me. Let's hop on board with Greg Biffle. He's starting 20th.
Greg Biffle, former Truck Series champion. Greg Biffle was like the closest anybody's ever come to having a championship in all 3 series. He was like the only guy that really had a shot at it.
We got an onboard with him as well, starting 5th. So should have a view of what
Want Kyle Busch to take a year off from Cup, win a truck championship, and then try to complete the Triple Crown.
Scored a couple of early wins this season.
But he's not going to take a year off from Cup. Maybe when his Cup career is over, I bet he does full-time in trucks at least once or twice. Just to try to get that feather in his cap.
That sounds like Regan talking to him, doesn't it? Regan said it's exactly what you got to do to win this race. The nerves are at the top.
Hill had a good day yesterday.
Back straightaway. It's 1 to go. We're getting ready to see some crazy action with our truckers.
I think Hill and Moffitt definitely have the advantage today.
There's number 1 for Grant. He's going to get sick of hearing that as the day goes on.
And Biffle's, his experience.
We heard Matt Yoakum relayed about
and he's in a good truck. That's why I give Biffle a lot of credit,
Down into turn 1 for the very first time. And
he showed last year you can come off the couch and win a truck race.
They approach that first turn here under green as you look at some of the Darlington race specs, but it's been a while. I haven't raced here in the trucks since 2000.
Is this leaderboard going to be broken like it was last week during the Gateway race? Well, I don't think Biffle should be the favorite, but I think you shouldn't sell him short. He should be definitely considered. It's not Canadian Tire, but it'll do. Sheldon Creed takes the lead. It's going to be hard to recognize everybody because of all the different trucks. Just got to go by the numbers. Sheldon Creed leads lap 1. Derek Krause is the best throwback scheme in the field besides Biffle. Derek Krause and Biffle, for damn sure, have the best. Friesen's is pretty good, too. Somebody. They were kicking up a lot of dust. I thought somebody was smoking coming off of 2 that time.
Creed in the 2 truck and Moffitt in the 23. Sheldon Creed the leader. Zane Smith right there in 3rd. Creed and Smith have each won twice in the last 4 races
It looks like to me, Vince, maybe Creed's a little bit slower than the guys that are hounding him right
Now Moffitt's coming back for the lead. He's right there on Creed. Surprised to see Creed get the lead from the inside lane on the start of the race, but Moffitt's about to take it back, I think. Well, he's still trying to figure it out, but he's doing better than a guy who raced yesterday.
There's the problem. You can't get that run off in the corner. You put the left sides below the white line, though, in 3 and 4.
How big of a deal is it Brett Moffitt and Austin Hill also ran the Xfinity Series race yesterday? How much should that pay off for those guys today?
I mean, it's an advantage, I think, but like I said, after 10 laps, that's going to go away. These truckers are that good. They're going to be able to figure out this racetrack, what it takes.
Well, they're not all that good, Michael.
I think that advantage will leave. And look at this 4, Regan. Rafael Lessard, we talked at the opening about how he's getting better and better. This is impressive. A lot of speed early on today.
Biffle's moving up already.
We keep saying that has not been to this racetrack. Really experimented with different lines. And, you talk about that advantage, Michael. I have to say that just those 10 laps could be the difference in communicating to your crew chief.
Well, not as much as I thought. He's only gained a spot. I didn't see Biffle falling, so it's like, oh, he must be moving up. No, he's gained 1 spot. 5 laps in.
What they're wanting to do is preach patience to all these young drivers. Mike Hill and his crew chief.
Caution's out. What happened? Something happened. Fox missed it, whatever it is. Oh, Barnhill, the 33's pounded the wall.
And that's
Brian Barnhill. Who?
On the right side, and it won't be the first. It's the first time, won't be the last time. When you say that, I would suspect today.
Vince Welch is having trouble finding his words today.
For Barnhill, the
I can relate.
Out of Conway, South Carolina. This was a big race for him back home.
Yeah, and that paint scheme is honoring Chad McCumbie's ARCA scheme from 2007. McCumbie helped
honoring an ARCA scheme. Very nice.
Career and was giving him a thank you, and unfortunately, didn't last long.
Well, it lasted all of 6 laps.
Of a Darlington truck, what you want to see, I'd be curious to see if something else happened to that truck to hit that hard in the corner.
Yeah, you'd have to wonder. It looks like maybe a right front went down.
Reed held on to the lead there from Moffitt.
Much damage is done there, and you have to wonder. Look, there's that beautiful McCumbie.
Hey, that paint scheme is nice. Looks like Ricky Bobby's Me paint scheme.
To do this, celebrate some of these old racers.
What kind of company is ME?
Young guys and the truckers honoring some of the people from the past.
Did you have a favorite scheme, Mike?
I've been scanning every truck I see. So far, Bobby Allison's scheme for Brett Moffitt is in the lead. I think that just really looks cool on the track.
And there is Moffitt in that 23. He runs second to his teammate, Sheldon Creed.
So the truck guys can make it more than 1 lap at Darlington without having been there. But Ricky Stenhouse wrecked on lap 1 in the Darlington Cup race earlier this year. And he's got a lot more experience at Darlington. What's that tell you? I love giving Stenhouse a hard time. It's just such a meme. Ooh, I got my first dislike. Yay! Hate me, please. No, I'm kidding. You know, I gotta stop thinking that I'm hungry when I'm just bored during commercials. I mean, is it really worth being a selling point to be like, Trevor Bayne and David Reagan are back today? It's like, wow, they've got a whole 2 cup wins between them. I mean, Biffle's something to kind of get excited about, but when it's like, oh, the return of Trevor Bayne and David Reagan, it's like, oh, yes, failures of Roush Fenway's past that's led them to the point that they are now. So Germain Racing's having to close at the end of the year. They're having to sell because Geico won't come back and sponsor them. Geico will stay on as a sponsor of NASCAR, but not that team, so the 13 is fucked. Unless by some miracle they happen to find a new sponsor, but, you know, that's probably not going to happen. Oh, well. Boy, I just saw a GIF of Alex Bowman's 88 car today. It's the 2006 Jimmy Johnson paint scheme. That shit looks nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I miss back when Jimmy Johnson had good paint schemes. Well, the white one he has now is good, but it's like every other paint scheme he's had that's not Lowe's has been garbage. That 2006 one's pretty nice. Saw a thing on Twitter. It was like, hey, since we're talking about throwbacks, let's give NASCAR 2008 some love. And I'm like, that game fucking sucked. It looked good, though, but it didn't come close to playing as good as it looked. That was one tough Christmas morning. Oh, I got NASCAR 08 for my brand new Xbox 360. Well, it wasn't my... No, I had the 360 for every year at that point. It was like, yeah, I got NASCAR 08. All right, let's play it. Put it in. Oh, God, what the fuck? Took like 30 seconds to be like, this game is horrible.
The Gander Trucks, early caution for the contact of Brian Barnhill. And they were putting him on the hook. Tyler Ankrum.
Well, they're sure taking their sweet time about it.
Back there in the 8th spot. And nice throwback to Junior Johnson's.
Ooh, that is a nice throwback, Tyler Ankrum.
66, the yellow banana.
The banana.
That's got to go up there pretty high on the list, Regan. A favorite
yeah, that's my third favorite so far.
Look of it's nice. It's clean. It's simple, Michael.
Biffle, Derek Krause, and Tyler Ankrum.
More on Ankrum with Matt Yoakum.
One of our bubble guys, Vince, and early on he told his team that the truck...
Guys, aren't you hot? Trevor Baines here today.
That seemed fine. He said the truck was on the loose side, and then he said that when he lifted...
The man who put his car in reverse down a busy pit road at Texas Motor Speedway several years ago.
They can't get the engine off, so there's a lot of concern here in the 26. Remember, they are in the good at this point. The 2 races to go.
Yeah, I got an idea. Why don't they put one of those in-ground cameras? Remember the stupid digger cam? Put the digger cam at the choose box on the front stretch. That'd be a good camera view.
This is a bold move for a kid that's never raced at Darlington. Taking him 3 wide to turn 1. He knows there's room down there on that apron. He used every inch of it, Vince. I like it.
Creed, Moffitt,
down there, Michael, but
Austin Hill, Zane Smith.
It gets a little hairy on the bottom.
The front 2 rows.
A good move for a guy that hasn't experienced that yet.
What about that?
Been 5,000 days since David Reagan last ran a truck race. Whoop-de-doo. Hey, when's the last time he won one? I bet it's even longer.
He's really proud to carry the Shriners Hospital sponsorship and the throwback look to this truck. He's a big supporter of the Shriners Hospital for Children. 22 hospitals across North America, and David wants to get to victory lane.
And that 44 truck is nice.
Despite the fact it's been so long since
I swear, there's like certain throwback schemes that keep getting used over and over, and the fucking Cale Yarborough Hardy scheme is used every year by somebody.
Put it in victory lane, and how special it would be.
If you're looking for a dark horse today, Michael, I would be thinking Matt Kenseth. Like if you want to go for a long shot that's actually got a chance, Matt Kenseth for the Cup race would be a good bet. Put $1 on Matt Kenseth and just see what happens.
Get-go there and puts his nose out in front of that truck of Creed. But it's really hard to complete the pass off turn 2, and you can see the momentum up high.
And Creed holds the lead off of 2. This time he got to start on the outside lane. Made it even easier. There's a competition caution, I would imagine. Is that going to be at like lap 20 now because of that caution a second ago? I don't know. They didn't specify before the race. Gateway and Darlington, that's 2 really tough racetracks in a row.
The regular season points later. Remember, if he can complete that regular season title over the course of these next 2 weeks, 15 bonus points for the playoffs come his way. But it's a little bit tight at the top. Zane Smith came into this day just 28 points behind Hill in the battle for the regular season title. And they are running side by side.
Hill and Smith side by side for third.
If somebody shows that nose really late into turn 1, but Austin Hill is
Boy,
really
passing on the inside into the entry of 1 is very awkward.
Good track time yesterday for Austin Hill in the Xfinity.
I can't do it in the game without dooring someone.
Yeah, Regan, a great Darlington debut for the 16 driver Austin Hill, and they're telling him to look back to that race. They want him to drive the groove like Denny Hamlin was driving yesterday. They say it'll help him come off the corner better, and then we'll get a reset for 16.
You know what I love about Darlington? We don't need a fucking traction compound. We'll see the return of the traction compound at Bristol.
It is for Zane Smith to have Bono Mannion on the box with all that experience. And of course, the iconic 21, the Wood Brothers.
Doesn't get any more historic.
How funny is it going to be if Kyle Busch gets eliminated in the first round of the playoffs? Wouldn't that be hilarious? I'm already daydreaming about that. Man, that Derek Krause throwback. Beautiful. Not doing too well right now. Trevor Baynes running about where he'd be running if this was a cup race. He's 25th.
Normally you would finish the pass, but not at Darlington. They can really use the momentum on the high side to hang right with you.
Such a challenge, Michael. And you can work on that pass that he actually ends up completing down one or two. You can work on that for 5, 6, 7 laps to try and complete it off of turn 4. And for whatever reason, one time it might just allow you to get door to door with that other vehicle and basically drag them back using the side draft. And once you finally complete it, it's great. As we see, David Reagan getting 2-for-1 special for turns 2 and 3 there.
Biffle running where he started.
Position by position after starting from the rear all the way up to 17th. There will be a competition caution, by the way, at lap 20.
Lap
so
20, yes. Also.
These teams with 6 sets of tires. So should be plenty for them to get.
Hope you've been taking care of your tires this first 17 laps. I'm sure Biffle's doing a great job of that. Better than anybody in the field, I bet, besides somebody like Crafton or Johnny Sauter.
Great to see David Reagan along with Trevor Bayne and Greg Biffle. We've talked about throughout the course of the pre-race and the early laps here. Terrific to have some of the great names of the past come back and running with these young.
Ironic that the Chase Elliott bet will pay out $9 if he wins.
Stuart Friesen losing a couple of spots. That's a throwback to his grandpa. Racing both up in Canada and in the United States back in the 30s and 40s. Historic throwback on that 52 looks really cool too. But it isn't running well, Regan. He's dropping off the pace a bit. He needs to pick it up.
He has fallen back a little bit. You see Derek Krause, the 19 truck. That is actually, Michael, a throwback to Ron Horn in his 1996 scheme. I know as a kid, I watched that paint scheme a ton out there, and he's doing it proud right now. A good run early on from Derek Krause as he's learning the racetrack. Couldn't quite complete that pass.
Talked about some potential issues maybe for the 52 Friesen.
Handling just not there right now for him. Vincent Tractor just telling him, try to roll around the top that lane, see if that might help your tight condition.
Well, the good news for Friesen, a competition caution should be coming.
Yeah, for some reason, that Matt Kenseth bet was appealing to me.
I guarantee you the throwback to his grandfather, he chunked up a lot of mud up in Canada and in the Northeast. Look at that machine. Stan Friesen.
Now that is a throwback.
Racing is family, Vince. You grow up around it. Regan, you know how that just must mean the world to Stewart to be able to celebrate.
And there's the competition caution.
And the yellow is back out. And this will
that
be
we
a
don't need, but we're going to have
caution.
anyway.
Yellow for the second time today. Brian Barnhill brought out the caution back on lap 6. Here's a look at Greg Biffle, currently running 20th. Took it to victory lane last time he was in a truck last year in Texas. Trying to do it again today in Darlington.
Oh, jeez. Appreciate the bets. You know, it's funny, like $1 or $2 doesn't seem that much, but, you know, think about it. If I do $2 a week for 36 to 40 races a year, that adds up. So thank you again. You know, all the times I picked the right winner of the race, I bet I'll never pick a fucking correct winner again. Now that there's actually something for me to gain out of it. It's like all these years I'm picking all these winners, and then now I'll go on a streak of like a year straight without picking a correct winner. It's risky not putting a bet on anybody but Harvick or Hamlin today. Boy, that race yesterday, boy. Xfinity at Darlington both times this year was insane. Brandon Jones wins another race he doesn't deserve. That's like his specialty. He's like Brad Keselowski, but without any talent whatsoever.
Top of your screen. His truck, the biggest issue is just trying to get to free up more on center to exit off turn 2. Making a air pressure change. Also going to pull a spring rubber out of the left rear and a track bar adjustment, Alan.
Matt Crafton started this race in 10th, and he says it's just hitting that splitter too much every time they go down in the corner. Big adjustment for the 88 truck on the bottom of your screen. The 16 of
Moffitt takes the lead off pit road.
After an adjustment, started this race third. They just need him to run the better group. They were saying like Denny Hamlin.
David Reagan take 2 tires.
Everybody wants to run the Denny Hamlin. It's just really hard to do. You can watch it and see it.
Nobody stayed out, did they? Doesn't look like anybody stayed out.
This place now. I think I'll take the Brandon Jones crew. Brett Moffitt, first one off pit road.
He won about 300 since the COVID outbreak happened. That's pretty good. Oh. But commercial breaks during truck races are harder to handle than Cup because there's nothing to do. NASCAR Twitter's not nearly as busy during truck races. Somebody's cutting grass outside, I hear. Better them than me. It's hot as fuck here today. Yeah, you know, they just reported that NASCAR's looking at Johnny Sauter for smoke potentially coming out of the truck. I swear, every now and then I would see smoke coming out of a corner. So it might be from Sauter. I was like, what kind of haze is this? It's just dust and haze or something? No, it's somebody smoking. I've seen it a couple of times. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. Back. That was a quick commercial.
2011.
That's good.
And under caution for the second time today. This for the competition caution.
What about the 56 truck of Timmy Hill? He stays out.
Timmy Hill stayed out, and he's legit staying out? Like he's actually going to stay here and try to lead this race?
On 2, Vince. David Reagan from 17. Up to the top 5.
Yep, I saw Adrian Peterson sign with Detroit. He has been with like every shit team in the league. All he has to do now is spend a year with the Browns and a year with the Jaguars and a year with the Bengals, and he can retire in peace. Because he's been with Arizona and Washington. So now he can go Jacksonville, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and call it a career after Detroit. Football Thursday. Woo! We're going to restart with 20 to go in stage 1 here. Timmy Hill is your leader. No, I'm not making that up, and the leaderboard is correct. Timmy Hill is the leader.
And watch the left rear. That's you see them go up underneath the tire wall trying to get that spring rubber adjustment.
The rubber is in there to stimulate that spring, and if you're pushing, you want that out. And getting it done early, Alan, is
David Reagan now up in the top 5 from the looks of it.
It is. This sport's all about communication. And Austin Hill just went over the radio and said, hey, no one told me the 56 truck stayed out. And remember, when you're making that
Hill
choice, you want to
and
know
Moffitt.
that information. So right now, the 16 of Austin
Very
Hill
exciting.
behind the 56.
Timmy Hill was nice to give Moffitt the preferred lane. Hill picked the inside lane. As the leader, he could have picked the outside.
If he would have had that information,
Behind them
he
is
would have
Hill.
chosen the top lane as
Austin
his
Hill, not
lane,
Timmy Hill.
but,
Austin
that's
Hill's
not
behind
the
him, and
case,
then
and
Sheldon
Timmy
Creed.
Hill has stayed out, and it's Hill and Moffitt on the
Moffitt will have the lead here pretty easily. Unless, well, Hill's going to go 3 wide. Jesus.
Austin Hill passes Timmy Hill right away.
And Moffitt takes the lead, and Hill is back to 5th. Back to 6th. 7th. 8th. 9th. I'm just counting how many trucks he's getting passed by. 10th. 11th. 12th. Well, that lasted not very long at all. Yeah, David Reagan took 2 tires for track position. He's in the top 5. Ooh, boy.
That opened the door for Johnny Sauter to go on the bottom as Biffle got in a bit of a bind there. He was inside.
Good to Greg Biffle for not screwing up and taking out Gilliland. So how mad do you think Gilliland still is about last week? That was brutal to lose a race like that.
So much fun. When your truck's good enough to do what Zane Smith just did right there around the top side like that, it feels like you almost got turbo as you're going by those guys.
And Vince, did I just not tell you at the start that these kids don't care? That was a three-wide move around Biffle on the outside for Zane
Moffitt,
Smith.
Creed, and Austin Hill are pulling away up front. Moffitt running really low in 3 and 4, like all 4 tires below the white line. Creed was out against the outside wall, and it shows he got a good run down the straightaway. David Reagan still in the top 5.
Crafton, one of the few, along with one of the 2, along with Johnny Sauter, that actually have truck experience here at Darlington.
I spoke to Matt Crafton this morning. He said that he actually watched the Cup race from earlier this year as well as the Xfinity race from yesterday, just trying to refresh his memory a little bit about this racetrack. I've been here for quite some time, and last time he was here, it was relatively fresh pavement. So even a veteran like Matt Crafton still trying
I
to...
see some people in the stands. Did you notice that? There's not a lot, but I see a couple of people sitting in the stands. And it's not the spotters because they're up higher.
Also gaining confidence lap after lap. That can be a great thing, but can also bite you. If you start to think, I got this place will say, oh no, you don't.
I absolutely agree, Michael. And I gotta say, that goes for all the young guys in the field. I am shocked that we haven't seen more mistakes to this stage of the race than what we have already. These guys are doing a nice job of learning this racetrack, and clearly a lot.
Eckes' paint scheme's pretty nice. Is that a throwback? Or is that just a new paint scheme? Because it looks really cool.
Worldwide Technology Raceway and finished 32nd. It's been a tough stretch for Eckes, 3 races in a row outside the top 10. And he's been one of those drivers who we've just been waiting to win. He's been runner-up 3 times, and I said it before, I'll say it again, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And right now, Eckes has his hands full with his teammate, Lassard, right behind him as you look at Greg Infinger, a 2-time winner this season.
And when you talk to Grant, the agenda going into the playoffs, they're just trying to get their momentum back. He feels like they've slipped the past month and a half, just struggling, trying to put the whole race together. Now the team did notice in the last stop that they've actually lost a spring rubber in the right rear. They made several chassis adjustments, so they're not sure what that truck is going to do early on. He was just trying to back up his corner and drive the brake to help develop.
You know, there's all kinds of different ways drivers can adjust on the fly when they're racing around this track to make sure, as Matt said, dragging the brake, letting off early, all those things can change the handling, and that's what you have to do here at Darlington, Bench. You really have to adapt if your truck isn't where you need it to be.
A tough situation for Grant there is that they lost a spring rubber out of the right rear. The exact opposite of Zane Smith. What that does is that makes that race truck get very tight. It makes it not want to turn. So when he gets in the corner and the front tires want to go straight, they already want to do that at Darlington. By the nature of this racetrack, it makes you want to go to the wall. So he's going to really have to adjust a lot in the driver's seat right now to help fix that.
Impressive go for David Reagan. Remember, he started in the tail of
Rock star David Reagan.
Just 2 tires on that first stop, and
That's what they're doing. They're holding on. Here's how he describes his truck on the radio.
Good news for me is this race is flying by.
And it's a positive they can hear David right now because apparently when he climbed in before the race, he knocked out the radio and he couldn't talk to his team, so they didn't hear him for that first 20 laps. The spotter had to tell him, hey, we can't hear you.
Look at that glow around David Reagan's little picture there. Is he an angel? Are you an angel? God, Reagan's only 34? Shit. I thought David Reagan might be slightly older. For some reason, him being only 34 is shocking to me.
As a driver, you have one way to express your displeasure, and that's that radio button, and you feel like you're King Kong.
10 to go in stage 1.
And Chandler Smith working on that 44 of Bailey Curry. Nobody stopping Brett Moffitt. He's up front.
Yeah, cool story, bro. Oh, they're going side by side. My bad. Not a lot going on right now. Still too early for these guys to be dumbasses, but give it time. You saw how Gateway went last week. Pretty boring race up until the third stage. I don't know why, but as big of a racing fan I am, as the year goes on, it gets harder and harder to sit through the first part of races. It's only really like truck races, though. Xfinity this year has been so good, I don't even mind. Usually by now I've kind of lost interest in Xfinity, but Xfinity series has been the best series to watch this year. But Cup is always easy to watch, even when it's at its worst. Luckily with the new playoff schedule, you won't see much of it at its worst. Just Vegas, Texas, and Kansas. And God, Kansas and Texas are in like the next to last round. So that'll be tough. Well, Texas will be tough. Kansas is usually fun. But yeah, think about it. Darlington, Darlington, Richmond, Bristol, and all that. That'll be a good time. The Roval, Talladega. Martinsville is like the fucking final race before the championship. And then Phoenix is the championship race. So yeah, new playoff schedule's great this year. Football commercial. The games we'll get here next week on Fox will be Atlanta and Seattle and Tampa Bay at New Orleans. I never thought I'd say this, but as much as I hate New Orleans, I hope New Orleans whoops the shit out of Tampa Bay because that would just make me laugh so hard after all the shit everybody's talked this offseason. Don't get me wrong, I hate both teams, but I really hate New Orleans, but I kind of want them to beat Tampa Bay next week. I don't even know who the fuck Carolina's playing. I know it's a CBS game at like 4 or something. Fuck it, let's find out right now. Take you away from the leaderboard for a minute so I can look at the football schedule.
Nice battle for second between Sheldon Creed and
I'll be able to figure out what game is actually going to be shown here. So, Raiders Panthers, that better be on CBS. Because if it's Raiders Panthers on Fox, then I won't get to watch Atlanta play. Yeah, cool. It's on CBS. Nice. So I will get to watch Atlanta play next week. Not streaming it. I'm going to keep football for me. I do enough streaming, watching stuff. Racing is enough.
What about Jordan Anderson? He's hanging on. There's the 2 of Sheldon Creed. This has been a great battle. It looks like the 16 of Austin Hill is quicker, Regan, but you just can't get the job done.
Well, Tars, is something that we've come to.
Michael, if you bet on football, put $1 for a game every week for me, if you will. I'll pick one game a week. Try to steal some money. God, look how loose Sheldon Creed is. Really loose. Austin Hill's going for second now. 3 to go on the stage. David Reagan's still 5th on 2 tires when everybody else took 4. New Hampshire, there's already Tampa jerseys. Of course there are. Patriots fans are not loyal. Patriots fans are full of shit. They are the fakest fucking fans because the year before 2001, the Patriots couldn't sell tickets. The Patriots almost moved to Hartford because they couldn't sell tickets. Nobody gave a fuck about the Patriots before 2001. And nobody's going to give a fuck about the Patriots now. Even if they are decent, which is probably the best they can hope for. Boy, Austin Hill's going to make a run at the stage win with 1 to go in the stage here. 1 to go, and Austin Hill is there. Patriots fans are not loyal, and that's already being proven. Hill dives into 3, going for the lead in the stage win. Is he going to get it off the corner? I don't think he's going to get the run off the corner. Woo! Loose, about spun out. Saved it. Moffitt wins stage 1. Well, that was just for a stage win. I thought Hill was going to slide right up into Moffitt and take them both out. There you go, Brett Moffitt.
Still looking for his first race win of the
New England fans all these years talking all that shit. Now they're like the most turncoat motherfuckers in the world because they know they're not going to be that good. But I will say one thing about New England. In their shitty division, they've still got a chance at winning their crappy division because Buffalo is good, but still don't trust them. Josh Allen's not that good. Josh Allen's just decent. I found it funny that Stephon Diggs get me the fuck out of Minnesota because apparently he just hated Kirk Cousins. Well, are you going to be any happier with Josh Allen? Kirk Cousins is better than Josh Allen. Period. There's not even a comparison to be made there. Kirk Cousins is way better than Josh Allen, and fucking Diggs winds up in Buffalo. So I don't think he's going to be any happier than he was in Minnesota because Minnesota's good. I'm picking Minnesota to win their division. But, this ain't a football stream, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because there's nothing going on in the race right now. Hey, there's an Undisputed commercial. Undisputed will be really fun to watch now the football's back. Well, for as long as football's back. I'm trying to be optimistic. Jesus. If I was Minnesota, I'd have done Diggs dirty, trade his ass to Jacksonville. See how you like that. Poor Gardner Minshew. I like Gardner Minshew, but he's so fucked because the Jaguars are the shits. Worst team in the league. Yeah, I like Allen. I think Pennington was better than Allen. Just Pennington got hurt all the damn time. Pennington was definitely a better thrower of the ball, which is very important when you're a quarterback. I don't know if you know that or not. So I would take Pennington over Josh Allen if Pennington was healthy. But according to the NFL, Josh Allen and Ryan Tannehill are top 100 players, but Matt Ryan's not. Like, what the fuck? Matt Ryan, who holds, so many fucking passing records already in his career. League MVP, But he didn't make the top 100, but fucking Ryan Tannehill with his 8 passes a game did. Fuck off. Been a Niners fan since 85. Been a Falcons fan since 2000 or 01. When I was a kid, I saw Atlanta in the Super Bowl, but that didn't make me a fan. I only watched that because Kiss played before the game. But I became a Falcons fan in the early 2000s. That's when I started paying attention to football. Didn't really become a diehard football guy till 2007, 2008. But I always kept up with it. Now I'm obsessed with it. Been that way for, like I said, since about 2007, 2008 now.
How will this race change after this series of pit
The
stops?
NASCAR obsession goes back to the late 90s, though. This one's been a lifelong thing.
Came out 5th and finished 5th in stage 1. Alan?
Sheldon Creed on the top of your screen. You can see on the back of that truck some damage from the 16 during that run, so they're going to look at that and also make a track bar adjustment. The middle of your screen, Austin Hill there. He was coming on at the end of that stage, but he says he's just too loose as they try to exit the corner. They got to make an adjustment there. He also wants an ice pack. And then on the bottom of your screen, Brett Moffitt, the winner of that
Who's going to get the lead off pit road? It's Moffitt. Austin Hill second. Creed third. Ben Rhodes fourth.
And now Matt.
And Vince back on lap 40. Trevor Bain hit pit road. It was not a pit strategy call by new crew chief. They've got a broken piece on the front now. Wally did call him back in, but what happened was Trevor said something is amiss. I think I may have a flat tire, so they called him pit road. They looked at those Goodyear Blue Streak car tires. Nothing.
What is with everybody on Fox today? Are they awake? They're all slurring their words and shit.
Broken in the right front suspension. He's going to come back to pit road, and they'll fix it in just a few moments.
Stage 2 from Darlington.
Oh boy. Being a Falcons fan is like riding a roller coaster with an incredibly bad safety record. How about poor... You know who I feel the most sorry for in the NFL? Josh Rosen. Dude gets drafted to a shit team in Arizona. New coach comes in, immediately replaces him with another guy. Gets shipped off to Miami to fucking suffer with one of the worst teams in the league last year. Gets put on the fucking bench for Fitzmagic because Fitz... Doesn't matter how hard your team's going to try to tank, Fitzpatrick's going to win you a few games. I got to watch that game last year where Miami beat New England at the end of the year. That was great. There was a couple of games at the end of last year that, like, altered the course of NFL history forever. Fucking Hollister getting tackled at the 1 in the Niners-Seahawks game at the end of the year, and the Patriots somehow losing a game to the fucking Dolphins. The Dolphins were actually playing pretty good by the end of the year. I think the Dolphins could win their crappy division. The Dolphins have just as good a chance as New England or Buffalo at winning the AFC East. The only team in that division that's fucked is the Jets. The Jets are going to be fighting it out with the Jaguars for the number 1 pick in 2021. And I love Sam Darnold, but ain't going to work out. That team blows, and their coach sucks, and everybody hates him. So, Tank Bowl. There'll be regular participants in the Tank Bowl this year. Shout out to Urinating Tree. I just hope my team doesn't do that thing that they've done the last 2 years where they wait till the last 7 weeks of the season to get really good. Because if you look at Atlanta the last 2 years, they start off god-fucking awful, just playing shit defense. And then for the last 7 or 8 weeks of the year, they go like 6-1. So yeah, don't wait too late in the fucking season, because last year we stomped New Orleans' ass by 30 points and we beat the 49ers on the road. Sure, in the fourth quarter, Falcons Seahawks is close. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, man, I can't watch that preview show tonight because the race. I was actually going to watch an NFL preview show today. Guys, it's going to be hard waiting until Thursday. It's going to be the longest week ever.
Different Michael. Yep. All right. You've got your own action right here.
Moffitt on the outside, Creed on the inside, Ankrum and Austin Hill. Stage 2.
To third because of the choose rule. The way
I wish I had money on this race because I'd be doing good right now because Moffitt's been dominating. Although he really fell off at the end of that last run and Austin Hill looked strong.
That's Austin Hill and Tyler Ankrum in row 2.
He thought about it, Michael. He wanted to, he just wasn't quite far enough up to make it happen.
You know, I talked earlier, Vince, about inexperience and how these guys have done a nice
3 trucks on top of each other for the lead going to 3.
Confidence in Darlington is a recipe to run into the wall.
Creed with a nice run on the bottom takes the lead. So Sheldon Creed's the leader. I'm surprised.
So impressed with what Sheldon Creed has been able to do this season.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good battle up front so far. 41's on pit road.
As you see the 41 of Dawson Cram on pit road. That's turn 2.
Hey, you're lucky that Falcons Seahawks next week is not a playoff game, so the Seahawks will actually have a chance against Atlanta. Sent you home twice. I'm just trolling.
The toughest parts of Darlington, you come off a turn 2 and the way that the ball jumps out at you, if you got another truck out there, it's very difficult to judge where they're going to be at.
There's that beautiful 52 Hudson Hornet, and if you look closely in Cran's looks like a monkey. Not no Flop though. He used to ride around with Tim Flop.
Why are we showing a monkey when we could be watching the race? A stuffed monkey. Show the race. Thank you, Fox. Somebody's dropping fluid on the track. Possibly. Because Biffle's in-car camera was just covered with something.
Way easier to do with these fresh tires right now. You've got the grip to do that. Keep your momentum up as it wears out more than that.
Greg Biffle's up to 14th. That's as high as he's run all day.
Interesting to see how many of these guys have already figured it out, so we're going to keep it down lower.
Why does this camera look like it's dropping pixels?
Inside the top 15.
It's not my cable, is it?
Watching Biffle, it's because, you know, when he ran Texas, he just inched his way forward all night long, and when it came time to race for the win, he was there. It's been a bit of a slow start for the 24 truck so far today, but just keep him in mind, he'll be around at the end.
Now that's where they pay you, right? The last lap. There's David Reagan in the 17.
Racing his son. No, that's not going. Sorry.
That would be breaking news, and we're not going to break any of that news here today.
Racing his teammate.
There he's racing, but David Gilliland does have quite a role to play in that 17 truck of David Reagan.
I get all carried away with these races. I missed that one a bit.
And Todd Gilliland, who started this race on the bubble today and currently sits there, but 26 points to the good. Really been impressed with what Todd has done with that group, and they have continued to improve as the season has gone on. And I'll tell you what, don't sleep on that 38 team as you see the bubble points and the playoff points there on the left-hand side of the screen. Don't sleep on that 38 team during the playoffs.
Big problem for him, though, coming off of turn 2 there. You saw the front of that truck jump up and down. It either hit the splitter or he caught the
Creed's starting to pull away a bit.
That truck went straight. He had no grip in the
Over
car.
7/10 of a second.
But it did cost him a position.
This move by Biffle.
Based on the end of that last run, I'd say if this race goes green all the way to the end, Austin Hill's going to be tough to beat. Whoa, what the fuck is going on here? There's like an 8-truck battle with Zane Smith, Enfinger, Biffle, Majeski, the 51, Friesen, Sauter.
Watch this.
Look at this,
Okay, Zane's
if you're watching and not just listening.
There's 1, 2.
Enfinger slide jobs the 45,
That's a good corner.
opens up the door for Zane Smith.
You absolutely dream about a nice move by Zane to see that was going to be available to make that move as they started getting jammed up side by side like that. He built the momentum. That started actually back in turn 1 for him, building that momentum to complete that pass at the exit.
Good look at Biffle.
Now, Vince Regan and Michael can second when you're a driver and you have a spot or you have confidence in it. It's all about the trust, and that's what Greg Biffle has had in Joel Edmonds for 16
You talk about the Falcons like we're the Buccaneers or the Bengals. We sell tickets. The trouble in Atlanta Stadium, though, it's a lot like Dallas' stadium. More fans would rather be inside in like the couch or what is that? What do they call it? The fucking suites or whatever, than be out in the seats. It's like our stadium's too fucking comfortable.
Well, Joel Edmonds, one of the best on that roof, that's for sure.
And hey, if there's no fans, you can pretend it's a Seahawks game from before 2012, Jeff.
Season, and that's another one of those teams.
What? Seattle has an NFL team? Said everyone before 2012.
In the Cup side.
Love that view of watching Biffle working it over there.
Biffle running 15th, and that's Chandler Smith
What? We were in the AFC?
in the 51. So you've got the experience.
Who the
of
fuck is
Biffle,
Steve
and you've got
Largent?
The 18-year-old Chandler Smith. He's got 8 career starts under his belt.
How'd those first 4 go, Vince?
The first 4 were great. In fact, 3 of the first 4 were top 5s.
And I thought he was just waiting to win. I mean, a win was next, and then the next 4.
Got a battle for lead. Moffitt again. A lot like the first stage. Creed takes off good at the start, and Moffitt gets a little better as they go.
Chandler's situation is we see the battle for the lead actually heating up here. Brett Moffitt has caught back up to Shelby Creed, and Brett, to me, as we watch the lap times, has been very good as the tires get older.
We talked about that 20.
I give Seattle a lot of credit for their entire 7 years of franchise history. I ain't hating on Seattle. I never hated Seattle. Although I want to say one thing. Boy, Pete Carroll was validated for dumping Sherman and Thomas and all these guys. Because look at what a fucking head case Earl Thomas is in Baltimore. Well, was in Baltimore. Earl Thomas, one of the best safeties I've ever seen, but he's a complete moron. Richard Sherman's just a dick. Very hypocritical dick and a liar. Baker Mayfield snubbed me. No, he didn't. Baker Mayfield's a jackass, but he didn't snub you. I saw the fucking footage from before the Browns-Niners game last year. Baker didn't do nothing wrong. I like Baker, but he's also a bit of a head case. Everybody last year actually thought the Browns were... I told everybody from day one. I wish y'all could have heard me preaching. I was like, the Browns ain't even going to make the playoffs. I was like, the Browns are not a contender. Stop talking about them like they are, you know. I think they're a little better off this year, but not by much. They might win. I think the ceiling for them is 9 games. I don't have much faith in Cleveland. And last year I told everybody they were going to suck. Oh, what? They had 6 good games at the end of 2018. Now all of a sudden we're supposed to take them fucking seriously? No. Well, yeah, I know the Seahawks played in one Super Bowl in 05. They kind of got fucked in that one, too. That's like one of the worst Super Bowls I've ever watched. The Pittsburgh-Seattle Super Bowl. That's another thing. Steelers fans, you guys suck. I don't hate the Steelers team, but Steelers fans, you guys are fucking morons. And if you think that game wasn't blatantly fucking rigged, I'm sorry. You're just way off, people. That's why Steelers fans are some of the worst. Like I said, I have nothing against... Well, I didn't start to dislike the Steelers until the last, 4 or 5 years of them talking all this shit about how good they are, but never doing anything. Fuckers can't even beat Jacksonville or New England. I mean, I'll give them a break on that because New England beats everybody, but they couldn't even beat Jacksonville. And they were talking all this shit all the time, and we're supposed to take them seriously like they're a threat. It's like, you're not. The Steelers have been dog shit for about 9 years now. They're just undercover dog shit because Mike Tomlin's such a good coach. Like the most overrated team ever. But now, they do play monster fucking defense. I got to give them that. They overachieved last year just by playing monster defense. But yeah, Steelers fans, check yourselves because y'all ain't shit. And y'all haven't been shit for a very long time. Be more like Raiders fans. They're loyal, but they at least know they suck. But, I mean, as bad as the Raiders suck, they always beat the Steelers, which is pretty funny. It's like all those years of beating up on Cincinnati and Cleveland gave Pittsburgh a really inflated opinion of themselves. Lap 69. Oh, now it's lap 70. It's over. Damn it. Well, I barely missed it.
I used to compare it to, say, like a beach ball, and as you squeeze that beach ball, it's got more pressure there. It allows you to stay off the wall, but if you pop that beach ball, you're going to jump right into that wall really quick, and it makes it a little bit edgy up there.
So I heard they're going to let teams pop in crowd noise next week. That just seems kind of silly. Nothing new for us. Popping in crowd noise. Look at David Reagan running the top 10. I didn't think David Reagan would outrun Greg Biffle today, but it is still early. We're just about halfway, but not quite. Woo, them lap cars are tough at Darlington, buddy. Darlington and Bristol. A nightmare dealing with lap traffic. Oh yeah, just one more race after this till the truck playoffs.
on the grid.
Well, and in fact, Christian Eckes has already clinched a playoff spot with his first stage performance today, so he's in on points at the minimum, but they're certainly looking to gain a little energy as they head to the playoffs. 3 straight finishes outside the top 10 for that 18 of Eckes. We mentioned earlier the broken drive shaft last week, so Eckes has clinched his playoff spot, but they're not happy with the way they're running right now.
And Matt touched on something interesting there. He talked about the left rear fan. Turn that off to try and help tighten your race truck up. That's one of the tuning tools that the driver does have. You can turn that fan off, and when you do, it helps build air pressure in that left rear tire, which makes the truck get tighter when you do that.
Matt Crafton pressuring Eckes now. Crafton running 9th, the 3-time series champ and the defending champion.
When I was running just a race or two every now and again, Vince, they told me to do that, and I said, okay, just remind me where.
Yeah, but our Chick-fil-A's not open on Sundays, which doesn't make any sense. Because I don't know if the fuckers that built the stadium know this, but most NFL games take place on Sundays. So the couple of times a year we're on Thursday Night Football or Monday Night Football, the Chick-fil-A is open.
You might not know where all those switches are. David Reagan, he does it as well. These are new vehicles to them. They haven't been in them and haven't raced in a while for some of them.
There's cheap concessions though. Kind of makes up for the fact that the Chick-fil-A is only open for like 3 games a year at most.
Different switches and tools that you can use.
It's so much easier sitting stationary, though, than trying to do that at 170 miles an hour into Darlington, even if you do have it memorized.
Sheldon Creed continues to lead. He's led the most laps today, 44, 3-time winner. Won last week at Worldwide Technology Racing.
Still a close battle for the lead through lap traffic. They're about to go 3 wide up. That one truck backed out. It's a close race up front. 15 to go in stage 2.
Pursued by his teammate Brett Moffitt. Regan mentioned tire wear and how you gotta hold on to him. Well, they were trying to preach to Sheldon early on in this stage that, hey, look, you can't race every lap like you have sticker tires. You gotta slow down a little bit to save it for this long stage. We'll see with about 15 to go in the stage how that tire saving played out. Let's see if Brett Moffitt can chase him down.
Wow, did you see that, Vince? Moffett ran out next to the outside wall.
Why are we showing Jimmy Johnson's trophy truck? I love that paint scheme though. But why are we showing it?
The great 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, it's because that's what Creed's truck. That's not what Creed's truck is. It's the wrong color. That's not a throwback. It does not count as a throwback if the colors are wrong. Thank you.
Maybe it'll be Jimmy's night later tonight, maybe. Some Darlington memories from a guest that we'll have coming up in a moment.
Oh no, is DW there? No. So they're going to have a guest with Darlington memories coming up next. Ooh, boy. Watch it be somebody lame. Oh my god, it's Danica Patrick. Talk about the several times you ran like 25th at Darlington. Good memories? You know why I never hated Seattle? Because when my dad was being a bandwagoner and swapping from the Washington football team to the Carolina Panthers all of a sudden, he used to talk all this shit about how good the Panthers are, but the Falcons and Seahawks always beat Carolina. So I was like, hey, way to go, Seattle. Humble those motherfuckers. Oh, man, it's like a soft spot for Seattle and Denver, because much like Atlanta, they just have a habit of beating the shit out of Carolina. Makes me smile. Although Atlanta's definitely cornered the market on beating up on Carolina, so that's definitely our job. We own Tampa Bay as well, but Carolina's really our bottom bitch, you know. They're just 2 easy wins a year, you know. I'm having trouble picking a winner of the NFC West. I feel like the 49ers. The only reason I hesitate on the 49ers is I don't know if y'all have been paying attention, but the Niners are dealing with a lot of injuries. Like a lot of injuries. I think they might take a step back, and I feel like Arizona is going to take a step forward if they can actually play something resembling a professional NFL defense. Hell, if they could play something resembling like a fucking Big Ten defense, they'd be okay. Because I feel like Arizona's going to be like #1 offense in the league, 32nd defense in every category. The Rams are not going to be easy to beat. They're still going to be tough. I feel like Seattle's taking a step back because they had to give up a lot of talent, so the West is kind of wide open there. There's no really shit team in that division. So that's probably the toughest division to pick. Everybody keeps talking about like the NFC South's tough. No, it's either going to be Atlanta or New Orleans like it always is because Tampa Bay ain't shit. Carolina's rebuilding. NFC North, fucking Lions suck. The Bears suck. Creed's still leading somehow.
Brett Moffitt trying to trim that advantage of Creed's.
How many laps to go on the stage? 8 to go on the stage before the real race starts.
He has navigated it cleanly and is continuing his pursuit of the teammate Sheldon Creed with 8 to go here in this stage. Hey, we'll want to bring in Kurt Busch, who will be running in the Southern 500.
Oh, it's Burt Cush.
And also will be joining us for much of the postseason here for the Gander trucks, and we're looking forward to that. Kurt,
well, that's
what's been your
awfully
impression
nice.
so far? What you've seen from the trucks today?
Hey Vince, hey boys, man, it's great to watch the trucks at Darlington. I know it's been years since they've raced there. Even next week when they go to Richmond, same thing. And you want to like lean on experience, but you always see the young guys out front charging hard right now. And so Creed, I'm impressed with him today. That's what I would say has been the gold star moment so far.
I know Michael said that, these guys don't know 90% at that age, right? It's all 100% for them.
Yeah, they're on the gas, carving and passing that truck on the outside of 2, and it's just like, you know what? Knock yourself out. We hope you keep all the fenders straight, put yourself in position to win.
Definitely 3 trucks that are better than the rest of the field. Creed, Moffitt, and Hill. Nobody else really even compares.
Mix of truck series, young guys and old guys duking it out.
Kurt, I'm just curious. The Southern 500 is one of the crown jewels of NASCAR. What is it like as you're watching these trucks on the track, knowing that you're going to have an opportunity to make history tonight and go out and win?
The battle for the lead is still close.
This place is so cool to come and just drive into and to have a chance to win a race here. I've got that with Chip Ganassi Racing tonight, and my job is to go race the racetrack.
That's going to be a long fucking race later.
So points are valuable every stage. And of course, going for the win, you got to balance that win.
I'll take a day off now. Wow, Creed really loose. Dead sideways off of 2 that time.
You see that crossed up back.
Austin Hill's not as strong at the end of this run like he was at the end of the last run,
This
though.
track to you, is it turns 1 and 2, or is
Creed
it
looks about the same. Really fucking loose. Really loose now. Really loose. Here comes Moffitt.
The toughest part, though, is the exit of 2 and keeping it straight over there and keeping your speed. This is picking up to be a huge battle here at the end. I'll let you boys take
Once
it. This
again.
is fun to watch.
Well, Kurt, we certainly wish you the best tonight.
Kurt Busch, good for TV, knew to shut the fuck up when the battle for the lead got close with less than 5 to go on the stage. Way to go, Kurt Busch.
Joining us for a few minutes, taking away from what you got going on here later this evening. And
Wait a minute, the truck race is the same night as Kansas City and Houston?
I just hope to follow your experience level.
Well, I guess I ain't watching the truck race.
Helps. And then with Michael Waltrip's enthusiasm level,
4 days, that's Thursday.
and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know who the fuck made that schedule.
we're looking forward to it for sure.
Ooh, Moffitt right there.
2 monsters in, if you wonder what's wrong with that.
Creed, God, how is Creed, as fast as he is, getting that sideways off the corner? It's not just one corner, it's every corner.
Can't do anything with the young,
Loose.
crazy, fast racer Sheldon Creed. Watch this.
I don't know why Michael's acting like that's significant. He's doing it every lap. 2 to go in the stage. Austin Wayne Self dead in front of Sheldon Creed running his line. Oh, he's even looser that time. That time Moffitt got loose though. Moffitt was just the same as Creed there, so he didn't gain anything. That lap traffic's probably going to help though, especially right here.
Was the stage 1 winner. You see where GMS is running.
And now here comes Austin Hill. He's coming to the picture. 1 to go in the stage. I think Creed's got it because he got past those lap trucks and they're right in front of Moffitt. Yeah, so Creed's going to hold off here and win the stage. Moffitt just trying to hold on to second now.
Moffitt, though, is probably not pleased on the radio right now.
And there's Austin Hill closing in as well.
Sheldon Creed about to win the stage for the 5th time this season.
Stage winner Sheldon Creed. He wasn't loose that time. He made it. I didn't think he was going to make it. He was that close to spinning out.
At Darlington.
Well, anywho. You know, the cynical part of me wants to say New England's going to win the AFC East regardless, just because until I see them go 6-10, they're not dead yet. Philadelphia is signing 41-year-old Josh McCown to the practice squad, making him the oldest practice squad player in history. Well, that's okay. He'll be back on the roster in a week when Wentz is out for the season, so that's why I'm picking either Dallas or the Washington, whatever the fuck you want to call them. So that's what I call them now. The Washington, whatever the fuck you want to call them, or Dallas to win the East. Dallas should win the East, but I don't know, because if they don't, it's going to be fun to laugh at them. Washington, I feel like, is very underrated. They've had a couple of really dog shit years with like a bad head coach and an even worse interim coach. But if you remember the first year they had Alex Smith, they were like 6-3, and then Alex Smith's leg got ripped in half. And they've been downhill ever since. So Washington's not that bad. They can win their division. Because Dallas will probably give it away. Dallas' secondary is dog shit. Philadelphia would have a better shot if they could just stay healthy. But they're already fucked with injuries. I would not have Seattle that high on the list for odds to win the Super Bowl. I just wouldn't. They're not that good. They're not that complete of a team. They're clutch. They make big plays, but all around they're just not that good on paper anyway. Just Russell Wilson's really awesome. He's the reason probably because he can elevate that team. But I wouldn't have them top 5 on the list. I mean, fuck. Until we know that the 49ers are going to take a big step back. If Seattle's going to win the Super Bowl, they better get home field. Oh, if you remember now, only one team gets a bye week and guaranteed home field. So, because we got 7 teams in the playoffs now. The 7th team spot is probably going to be the official Falcons spot, because if we'd have had these rules in 2014 and 15, Atlanta would have made the playoffs both of those years. So I'm sure that'll be like the unofficial Dallas-Atlanta playoff spot every year. Unless Atlanta decides to start living up to their potential again. I'm dreading working out tonight. But I have to do it. I've got to make myself do it. No days off. I must. I'm just not looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it being over. Oh, there's the NFL commercial. That's pretty good Photoshop of Brady in a Bucs uniform.
And it's a blockbuster in America's Game of the Week as Brady and the new look Buccaneers take on Drew Brees and the Saints. Check local listings for the games in your area. Watch it on the Fox Sports app. So much anticipation.
Can't fucking wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
This year with Tom Brady running the show.
I can't wait. I mean, the new look Bucks. That's going to be something that I'm much looking forward to.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, off-season NFL champions.
NFL on Fox.
Man, how different is it going to be with
them and the Redskins and the Browns compete for that title every year? Off-season champs.
I think that's going to be the biggest change for me to understand is that Tom Brady is in Tampa Bay now, but very excited about football season. It just, it's fall, right? It's been a weird year this year, and it's fall.
I don't know why Regan's excited. The Broncos are going to suck.
You see Brett Moffitt has earned the most points.
They'll be better than the Chargers. And probably better. Okay, so maybe the Broncos won't be that bad. They're going to be better than the Chargers and the Raiders. But they ain't got shit for Kansas City. I don't think anybody does.
Extremely proud of the look of that 23 and all of the strings attached to it, and the great people that
Chargers are once again beat up with injuries, and they have Tyrod Taylor and a rookie quarterback to deal with.
Remembering what it was like back in the day when Davey Allison piloted that number 23 in the ARCA series.
I like Anthony Lynn. He's such a good dude and a great head coach.
In that 26, still trying to work himself into a playoff position.
At least they won't have to play 16 road games this year. How the fuck does Tampa Bay have the fourth best odds? Yeah, because a 43-year-old quarterback's play. Wow, yeah. Give me a 43-year-old quarterback. That'll really shift the odds. What are they going to do when he can't throw the ball more than 15 yards down the field and Mike Evans is running wide open and Brady's missing him short? Yeah, Tampa Bay ain't shit. They are not in the top 5. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Fools buying into that bullshit. Idiots. Atlanta and New Orleans are both better than them. Period. Especially Atlanta. Atlanta's the best team in their fucking division, talent-wise. I'm not saying they'll put it all together and it'll end up that way, but talent-wise, they're way better than Tampa Bay.
The advantage of that first pit stall for Brett Moffitt, and the 23 gets out first again.
Tampa Bay, fourth best odds. My ass. My ass.
Racing trying to win for the 5th straight time.
I muted it and then they go right back to commercial. That's why I said I hope New Orleans beats Tampa Bay's ass next week. That would make me laugh so hard. Oh, yeah, Tampa Bay. They got a 43-year-old quarterback and a washed-up, broken-down, injured to fuck, skinny tight end that hasn't played in 2 years and dropped a shit ton of weight and can't stay healthy. Oh, yes, that'll really, really shift the odds. But then again, maybe without the 30 or so interceptions Jameis threw, they'll win one more game. They'll go 8-8 or something, maybe. Good for them. Maybe 9 games. Ooh, wouldn't that be a luxury in Tampa Bay? Haven't made the playoffs since 2007, but suddenly they're fucking top 5 in odds to win Super Bowl. Fuck off. New England has better odds to me to get farther, and they're not even good anymore. Minnesota's better than Tampa Bay. I can name so many teams in the NFC better than Tampa. Atlanta, New Orleans, Green Bay, Minnesota, San Francisco, Seattle, the Rams. Yeah, Tampa Bay. Oh, yeah, they're so good. They're just going to magically turn around and be good just because they've got a fucking dinosaur at quarterback. Yeah, makes all the difference. That's okay. The games are about to start being played and everybody will look foolish. They remind me of the Browns from last year, and everyone's like, oh, the Browns are so good. Browns are good. They're Super Bowl content. No, they're not. Just like Tampa Bay is not. Tampa Bay will not sniff the fucking Super Bowl. Be duking it out with fucking Washington for a wild card spot or something. Kansas City, Baltimore, see, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. Kansas City, Baltimore, San Fran. I know San Fran's beat up with injuries, but we didn't know that when they made the odds. That's a good top 3, but Tampa Bay being anywhere near the top 5, like, come the fuck on. Like, people really just don't know what they're talking about. You're not getting 2007 Brady. I mean, period. Hell, they're not getting 2011 Brady. No wonder they signed so many running backs, because all he does is throw to the fucking running back now. Now, I'm not knocking him for that. I don't like when people knock guys for doing that. Like Alex Smith caught a lot of shit for checking it down, but if you're not turning the ball over, which is Tampa's biggest problem last year, you're going to be better off. Oh, he's got all these weapons. Well, I mean, fuck, he's just going to be throwing to LaShawn McCoy and Leonard Fournette half the time.
Right there is Austin Hill probably was. He was going to get the outside line right there. That was a surprising move right there. You know, I got to say, Brett Moffitt watched his teammate Sheldon Creed take the lead from him on the bottom on the previous.
Minnesota should be higher than Green Bay. Minnesota's better than Green Bay.
We'll have to see if this works out. But Austin Hill's going to be sitting there thinking, this is great. If I can just stay to the outside till turn 2, I'm going to have the lead of this race.
But also, I think it has to do a bit with Moffitt knowing that his teammates going to line up behind him. Maybe give him that push that he needs to clear Hill by the time they get to turn 1.
I couldn't tell you who's going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. The NFC is so competitive.
Creed took the lead down on the bottom.
For real. I can pick division winners, but I can't tell you who's going to be the 1 seed.
6 laps. And those
All right.
other 2 laps
Austin Hill, Moffitt,
by
Sheldon
Timmy
Creed,
Hill,
Raphael
caution,
Lessard.
he
Wow,
stayed out
Lessard,
of
top
everyone
5.
else
Have a good day.
Austin Hill
Great
on the
restart by
inside,
Moffitt.
Moffitt on the inside.
Hill totally blew that restart. And he's trying to force his way to the bottom. Almost put himself in a bad spot. Almost run up 3 wide in the middle.
That worked out great for the teammates there.
And Moffitt's turning it on now.
You see a battle of these two flipped around from where it was earlier.
Man, there's so much action, and these guys are getting more and more aggressive, more and more comfortable with their surroundings, I'd say. So we're about to see some intense.
Creed making a move for the lead again already. Hopefully he won't wreck Moffitt like he did Gilliland last week. Even though that was funny. Yeah, Lessard's having a really good race. Give credit where credit's due.
Great view from Greg Biffle's perspective.
Tanner Gray just ahead in that 15 truck. David Reagan down on the bottom, Todd going around the top.
David Reagan's had a fast truck all day long. He's unfortunately been getting pushed back on pit stops, and we questioned what happened.
47 laps to go this time, Bob.
And if it maybe was a little bit surprised. Take a listen to this, guys.
Austin Hill is putting pressure on Creed for second. That's good for Moffitt. Until they get to lap traffic, because it just seems like all day long. It takes him a long time. But Austin Hill chases both of these guys down by the end.
You have your plan all worked out. That's
And I know he's going to be a lot more aggressive in this stage than he was in the first two. That move he tried to make for the stage win in stage 1, where he almost wiped out himself and Moffitt, this time he'll go all the way with it.
You also heard, though, the team's confidence
If it happens at the very end.
in that they believed they were faster than those two, the 2 and 23 ahead of them.
And Vince, I would echo those same thoughts because Austin Hill is able to stay all over the back of Sheldon Creed. And Regan, you know this, especially in these big, bulky trucks, it's really, really a timing racetrack. You can miss your groove by a couple inches and it throws you off. And having a visual, seeing the track, the way Creed sees it is an advantage, yet Austin Hill is able to keep right up with him. I think that 16 truck is faster right now.
How about the other side of the story on that restart and choosing which lane? The 23 of Brett Moffitt's team.
Oh, Ankrum just got spun. And we have a caution.
Ankrum spinning and bringing out the caution, and it looks like he has managed to avoid
Carolina, in a lot of games, will probably keep it. If it's a low-scoring game, Carolina will probably keep a lot of shit close. But yeah, they're going to be pretty bad. But Jacksonville and the Jets have to be the worst. Zane Smith's got damage on the right side now.
Action is picking up. We expected this to happen.
Just like Gateway last week.
Zane Smith, also Ankrum, they can come to pit road and get some new tires. That's the advantage. There are enough tires for them to overcome this problem.
What happened here?
So here's Smith in the 21.
Oh, Ankrum just overdrove the corner and spun himself out. He stayed off of Zane Smith. I think Smith hit the wall off of 2 long after this contact happened.
Zane Smith got going back up to speed, and when he didn't clear him, he wasn't prepared. He didn't
So
have
no
the
harm, no
improvement
foul.
to let that truck float all the way to the wall. He had to grab a little extra
Just
steering
spin and a
wheel and just
caution.
spun out for him. But as you said, Michael, there's no damage. That's no harm, no foul. You got away with one there.
Radio from the 26 team of Ankrum.
I don't know why I did that. I got excited.
I was wondering the same. Tyler Ankrum just said, I don't know why I did that. Me too.
You know what I love about that comment from the spotter crew chief? That's right. You make a mistake. I don't know why I did that. And you don't tear up your truck.
A lot of trucks further back pitting. It's going to play out a lot like the Xfinity race yesterday. That wasn't very many laps, though.
He can continue his pursuit for a checkered flag.
Some are taking advantage of the opportunity to come to the pits.
I love this, Vince, and we talked about the teams having extra tires.
Strategery.
This is a great time to throw your strategy different than the leaders. We haven't seen anybody like Grant Enfinger, the guys that are pitting right now, be able to penetrate that top 5, get up toward the front. But Christian Eckes, these guys taking tires right now, if the caution cautions fall properly, this puts them in a really good spot.
You know, great break for Zane Smith, too. Early on in those pit stops, we saw him pulling the right side of that 21 truck out. That was a good opportunity to make sure he doesn't.
Thank God, because it's a shared weekend with all 3 series, we're not doing the modified pit procedure. Ugh. Shit was so lame. Yeah, we're going to take an entire element out of the race. It saves money, though. But I'm still going to knock it because I think it's dumb. Oh, Ryan Blaney's crew chief just got suspended. Todd Gordon, that's his crew chief now. For pre-race inspection infractions. That's a lot of words. That's not the way you want to start your playoffs, Jim. It's like something Tony Romo would say. Oh, Jim, here it comes. And a 10-point penalty. So, Todd Gordon suspended. Ryan Blaney gets a 10-point penalty, and they have to start dead last tonight. Oh, jeez. Well, there you go. There's some breaking news. He's going to have, like, Eric Jones-style playoffs from last year. Or how bad Eric Jones' one round of the playoffs was last year. That was tough. They got, like, disqualified at Richmond. Crashed at the end, at the start of stage 2 at the Roval or whatever. Not the way you want to start your playoffs, Jim. Not that Tony Romo would know anything about starting playoffs. Okay, he started playoffs a couple of times. Usually didn't go too well. I love Tony Romo. I'm just bullshitting. Just fun to shit on the Cowboys. I always felt so bad for Tony Romo because I thought he was way too good for the Cowboys. They wasted, like, half his career with bad offensive lines, and then by the time they get the best offensive line in the league, he's got a bad back, and he's fucked up from all the injuries he had from the crappy offensive line. So Romo was always a lot better than the teams he played for generally. And got fucked out of his one NFC Championship game appearance because Dez did catch it. Although, technically, by the letter of the rules, Dez did not catch it, but we all know Dez did catch it. Dez caught the ball.
That looks fun to me. What do you think, Regan? Pull up there and decide which way to go.
And I'm a Cowboy hater, and I'll say it. Dez caught that shit.
Flip the box and have to go to the back. That doesn't look fun.
Moffitt still seeking his first win of the season.
But then again, it was karma for what happened the week before when they had played Detroit, and Detroit got absolutely shit on by the referees. Like they always do. And everybody gets shit on by the referees when they play Green Bay. So, because Aaron Rodgers is God, even though he's not.
It seems like whenever we look up, that's the running order. Those guys are battling whether it's flipped around or not, but at the end of the races...
Moffitt picked the inside again. I mean, he got the lead last time picking the inside. There are 40 laps to go.
See if the teammates remember that as we race for the checker here at Darlington.
Get ready for this restart, and when they take the green flag, there will be 40 to go for the Gander trucks at Darlington, and we'll give you a PNC break it up.
It's time for a NASCAR on Fox. Shut the fuck up. Big shove to Moffitt. He takes the lead. He's clear. He's getting really good restarts on the bottom. You would think you'd pick the outside line, but Moffitt has been much better restarting on the bottom. Especially when he has control of the race. Tony Romo can't... Oh, yeah, he shouldn't be the placeholder, but he was still a pretty good quarterback. Hey, when Romo fumbled the snap, he still almost scored, you know. Jordan Babineau tackled him at like the inch line. He was like inside the one when Jordan Babineau made the tackle. Ben Rhodes in third now. Austin Hill back and forth. Ben Rhodes is in third, so it's definitely either Moffitt or Creed's race to win, because Ben Rhodes ain't winning.
He's 16 points on the wrong side of the cut line as Zane Smith comes around the outside and Grant Infinger's on his bumper.
Zane Smith just a few laps ago, he was in the wall off the turn for us.
Boy, it really looks like I could have won some money in this race. Figures.
Couple trucks ahead, there's Greg Biffle. He's running in the 12th position, but Zane's going to make some progress here. Those tires and getting those fenders pulled out, he's going to be fast.
Anytime you ever hit the wall and you've got the metal bodies like these trucks do with the Xfinity cars, you can hit the wall and the bodies pop back out. With these metal bodies, though, you always ask your crew chief, hey, just fix it better than what it was. And what that means is let's pull it out a little further. Give you a little more side force. Maybe we can sneak that through tech after the race.
Left side of the screen, you see what the playoff picture looks like. Remember, this is the next to the last race in the regular season. We'll wrap up the regular season Thursday night at Richmond. So Todd Gilliland is on the bubble with a 17-point cushion.
He's getting a lot of heat right now.
Oh, that's Gilliland in the 38 truck being pressured by the 21 of Zane Smith.
And he is no kin to David Reagan.
Thanks for clearing that.
Wait a minute, Greg Biffle's almost in the top 10 finally with 35 laps to go. He's 12th.
He started 34th, and remember they gambled that first time through on the pit lane and just took right sides only and jumped from 17th to 5th with that two-tire change, and they have stayed up inside the top 10 ever since. It's been a nice run for David Reagan and given the Shriners Hospital for Children a nice bump today, that's for sure.
Yeah, David Reagan is actually impressing me for once. I was never that impressed with David Reagan.
Now he has him, but he's done a nice job of running up inside the top 10 all day.
And those of you that may be tuned in looking for Trevor Bayne, if you're a Trevor Bayne fan, they had a pit penalty early and then a little bit of a mechanical issue, and that's cost them some space on the track and time on pit road. And right now Bayne currently runs.
Trevor Bayne 4 laps down, somehow running worse than he ever did in Cup. Well, that's par for the course.
So getting laps, getting used to what you're doing is important.
Friesen in the 52, Infinger in the 98. That's for 16th.
Whoa, loose on the bottom was Infinger. There's Biffle just ahead of these two. Tyler Ankrum in that bright yellow truck, he's back there a few positions, recovering from that spin.
You know, you guys talked earlier about racing the track and not racing the competition. Is this a time where you start to get a little bit impatient and you have maybe tend to make one of those mistakes?
You do start to get impatient, but you got to realize, Vince, there's still 32 laps to go for these guys as we see them. Think about 3 wide. I can assure you that's probably not going to work right there. That's Derek Cross backs out of it just a little bit. You've still got 32, 31 laps to go now in this race. There's a lot of time left in terms of your tires. These tires are going to wear. Some of these trucks are not going to be handling good 15 laps from now. Yes, you want to go, but you still got to be thinking about that if we get a long run.
Are we thinking about tires if we get a caution right now, Regan? If you're one of the leaders, you think you have to come and get them?
You absolutely do.
Moffitt has his biggest lead of the day. It's over a second and a half, 30 laps to go.
Do they take that chance and stay out? Do they maybe do 2 tires after they saw how it worked out for David Reagan earlier on in the race?
There's your leader, Brett Moffitt. 4-time winner a season ago.
Every lap they run, the next strategy call gets easier if there's a caution. Obviously, if there's another caution, you damn sure pit now.
On points, but he has not victory lane. He hopes to do that today as you see Tyler Ankrum on the inside of Grant Enfinger.
They're racing outside the top 15, and Ankrum's trying to recover from the mistake that he didn't know
Yeah,
what he made.
Richmond Thursday at 7. Yeah, we'll all be sure to tune into that.
You don't get to make many mistakes at Darlington and get to keep racing, do you?
That race won't be over by the time the game starts.
What about the 98?
So I'm not streaming the truck race Thursday.
4 races this season, but since then, it seems like they're searching.
They've been searching a lot.
And you know, I didn't realize that was on the schedule like that because I'm like, man, trucks are back at Richmond. That'll be cool. Well, I ain't going to get to watch it now.
Maybe trying some stuff.
Hell, I can see about an hour of it.
You know, the good news for Grant is it's a very, very tight exit to the corner right there.
How low do you think the ratings are going to be for the truck race next Thursday or this Thursday?
Kind of piece these races together. And the good news today, I don't know that this race will have a huge play in what happens once the playoffs start.
Well, we talk a lot about the playoffs and the fact that we're just 2 races before the playoffs begin. The regular season finale, as mentioned, is next Thursday at Richmond. So time is winding down for those around the bubble. And right now, the 38 of Todd Gilliland sits on the bubble. 13 points to the good, Alan.
Yeah, a little frustration there as we saw his double mate Derek Cross, the 19, go by him. But the 38 truck of Todd Gilliland doing exactly what they need to do right now. Remember, they started this race 15, drove up and got stage points in that second stage, but then some issues on pit road sent them back a little bit and just came into pit when some others didn't. So he's fighting with some traffic now. But Henry going away on that sure 38 truck there. And Derek Cross coming in.
Whoa, the 15 about lost it. He almost did that door to the guy and then just go dead left high speed into the inside wall. Almost a 2.5 second lead for Moffitt now. Definitely got lap traffic the rest of the way there. 3 wide back there. Oh man. That's some good racing there, but it's not for any track positions worth talking about. For like 10th on back. Oh, there goes the fucking 15. Caution's out. I think he got into the side of Zane Smith and spun out, and Smith hit the wall, and he's got damage. 25 laps to go, and the caution's out.
And that's a heartbreaker for Tanner Gray. He is really...
Now you pit. Got to say tires left, you pit.
Technology last week, his 5th top 10 of the season. And Zane Smith with damage again.
Heavy damage this time.
Yeah, that's pretty bad on the right rear for the 21. Yep.
Over to the right.
That's the 2nd lap in a row.
Excuse me, over to the left.
The 15 did that shit.
Got in too deep and couldn't keep it off of the 21 of Zane Smith.
That had been brewing for quite a few laps as well. These guys were battling hard right through this position area. And
position area?
Like Tyler Ankrum, as you said,
what?
Really got into the corner just a little bit too
Hear
much.
that? They were battling hard for that position area.
Room to save it right there.
Matt on Zane Smith.
Very tough day for Kevin Bonomanian and Zane Smith. Remember, they came in chasing the regular season championship, trying to get that extra 5 bonus points for the 10 that they've already got sitting in second. Heavy damage the first time. Now he simply said, we have killed the body on this truck.
That's a 10-4, Matt. A lot of damage on 21. I'm interested to see what's going to happen here, Vince. I think everybody will come and get 4 tires, but what does Christian Eckes do? He got 4 tires on lap 104 and was running some of the fastest laps on the track. As difficult as we've seen it to be to pass, you think this truck, 18, Regan, takes a chance and stays out or possibly just gets 2 tires?
They got to be tempted right now, Michael, to either stay out or do the 2 tires. We've seen some fall off on these tires. Maybe the 2 tires, these teams had to have taken note with David Reagan doing it earlier in the race, the way that it worked out for him. If they know they've got a good race truck and they do that, they get the track position, get up front, and it's going to be difficult to pass them.
Our track position has been so important today.
Chandler Smith is hanging right in there today, Vince. We talked about the struggles of him as of late. You run top 10 at Darlington as an 18-year-old. That's an impressive accomplishment, and he's right on the tailgate of his teammate. And just to have another teammate, there's all 3 of Kyle's trucks.
Yeah, if the 51 could just have a nice, clean race. And, you know, it's a lot to ask when you're at Darlington, right? But at Kentucky, they suffered damage and then had involved in an accident at Michigan, spun at Dover, spun again.
Here come the 25 straight cautions and a red flag
Put it together from beginning to end.
by the end of the race.
Like everybody's planning on pitting.
No shit,
The
Michael.
front runners would.
Mikey, looks like everybody's pitting. No duh.
Leads them down pit road.
You don't say.
That's when the big decisions happen. 2 tires or 4.
Derek Kraus will be the first one that'll peel off for Matt Yoakum's position. Matt?
And you can hear Spider Freddy Kraft, pit. Pedro Martinez and Roger Dybel going over the wall to service the tires on the right side of that truck. Eka said the truck way too tight to run up high. It's an aluminum triples.
The 99 has been
What?
right at the top of your screen, really coming on at the end of this race. They're going to make a small air pressure adjustment to get some tape on the left front. The 2 truck in the middle of your screen, Sheldon Creed, they're going to put a splash of fuel and make a track bar adjustment. The bottom of your screen, your leader, Brett Moffitt, he says they're really good.
Who's going to get the lead here? It's still Moffitt. Moffitt keeps the lead. Creed second, Hill third, Eckes fourth.
Bad news for the rest of the game.
Now we see what lines they pick for the restart.
Moffitt says I'm really good right now. Just has to execute another restart, Vince. We've seen that hard to do.
God, it needs to be over. I need a break. I feel like shit. Oh shit, did I not open up the... Yeah, I opened up fucking email. Fuck off, Gmail. Whoa. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, what really sucks, losing 10 points in a playoff race before the race even starts. Why nobody take 2 tires? Well, I wouldn't have taken 2. I'd have probably done 4. I would need less than 10 laps to consider 2. But if it was less than 10, I would have probably done it if I was on a pit box. Oh, what's up, Janet? Thank God this race is almost over so I can take a fucking break. Need to lay down. I ain't felt good in a while. I don't know how I'm working out as much as I am. I felt like garbage since before I started doing all that working out shit a week ago. Skip. Shanna Sharp's my hero.
Exciting finish for the Gander trucks at Darlington. Just what you would expect. It's Darlington, right? I mean, the finishes are always exciting, and we are certainly looking forward to the final 20 laps here and the regular season finale coming your way Thursday night from Richmond.
The Gander Truck Series.
That's just too damn bad because football's on Thursday.
It's been 15 years since the tailgaters have battled it out at the short track.
Who made this schedule? Oh, we'll put trucks on the same night as the NFL kickoff.
September 10th,
Like why?
7 p.m. on FS1.
coming to the choose zone and talking about those playoff standings. Right now, 24 points, covers 3 drivers. By the way, the 23 of Moffitt, the 99 of Rhodes, and the 18 of Eckes have all clinched playoff berths today because of
getting the 1 to go. When they restart, there will be 18 to go. Moffitt inside, Creed outside, Austin Hill inside, Eckes outside.
Postseason on points.
See, Brett Moffitt went to the bottom again.
Be 18 laps.
Put Austin Hill
I
behind.
doubt it goes green.
Say a little different helper. You know, he was maybe hoping after that last restart that Ben Rhodes would go ahead and hop up to that 3rd spot somehow.
What about?
Love that. Bailey Curry.
Me too. This is my second favorite, Vince. That's Cale Yarborough from 1984. Remember the in-car camera? It looked like.
Look how nice that car looks in 1984. Why can't we have Cup cars look like that now, just with some safety enhancements? Like all the modern safety enhancements, but why can't the cars kind of look like that? Look how cool that car looked.
I've heard you say that was your
There was a
favorite
Thunderbird.
6 times today. Now, which one was it truly that was your favorite?
I'm confused, as usual.
Our friend Andy Jeffers, who, by the way,
Like I said, Creed's throwback sucks. It's the wrong colors.
Onboard cameras that the competitors have in their vehicles, and
Your colors must be correct.
Series, whatever the case may be. And can you imagine Andy going into the Cup garage and trying to get some of those guys to put that great big old camera that Cale Yarborough was carrying around in their car?
How come when people say Cale Yarborough, they always say Cale Yarborough, like a L on the end? Like, what the fuck? Dale Jr. does that shit. Cale Yarborough.
So many times.
Eckes and Austin
Yarborough.
Hill in row 2. Creed and Moffitt.
More people in the stands now. 18 to go. Great push. Hill going to the inside for the lead. Hill's going to take the lead here. Maybe. Nope. Thinks better of it. He really could have sent that thing in there. Now Creed's to the outside of Moffitt. I think Creed's got it here. And he's bringing Austin Hill with him. Nope. Moffitt shut the door on Hill, but Creed takes the lead. Damn it. Well, now I'm glad I didn't get any money on the line on this, because I'd be very pissed right now. Hill now is up to 2nd. Ooh, he's about to get hooked. He's blocking like a motherfucker. I thought he was going to get hooked there as hard as he was blocking. Oh, man. Now we'll see what Austin Hill has. He's got 17 laps.
Restart was perfect for Moffitt right up until Austin Hill decided to try and take that opportunity into 1 and pulled out the line to make
Yeah,
that
Moffitt
difference.
taking him 3 wide into 1 is what cost. I mean, Hill taking Moffitt 3 wide into 1 is what cost him the race.
This is where it's going to be
16 to go.
because the 2 trucks behind Sheldon Creed, we feel like have been better on old tires. This could be very exciting if we get 16 green flag laps here.
Austin Hill has not been out front today.
Austin Hill's not been that good on the short run. Sure, they made some changes there when they pitted.
You see David Reagan make another move, and Ben Rhodes taking the position from Eckes.
Ben Rhodes has been good all day long. Regan, he's shown a lot of speed. Clears Eckes for the 4th position. Can he run up there?
3 trucks breaking away up front, and they're all on each other's bumpers. This is going to be good at the end, I think. I hope it stays green, because this could get really good. A lot like yesterday.
On the playoff bubble. 19 points to the good. Got to feel pretty solid about that if he can finish the job here today with Tyler Ankrum back there in the 26, just ahead of him in the points picture, and Derek Kraus in the 19. He's the first guy outside looking in.
Whoa, he squeezed in that hole. I didn't think there was a hole there, Regan.
Every time we've seen these trucks today,
Show up front. I don't care about whatever position that is. It's like 11th. Hey, guys, look at the battle for 10th. Ooh.
Matt Crafton in the 88, just outside the top 10. He's running 13.
Now we got to fight for the lead. They're going side by side. I was about to say, really? Commercial now? 14 to go? But no, they're doing the split screen thing. 13 to go. Poor Todd Gilliland. Gonna watch Sheldon Creed win another race after what he did to him last week. Creed's entering the corner high, so he's like backing up his entry a little bit, and Austin Hill's packing that thing down in there on the inside. think Moffitt's just waiting for something to happen. Because that's probably what it's going to take for him to have a shot at winning. He's going to have to be like Brandon Jones yesterday and just luck into it. You know, I've literally never drank a sip in my life, but I've always heard mixed reviews about Jack Daniels. I've heard that shit burns, but I'm like, does it really burn? First of all, I don't know why people drink alcohol. Most of the drinks smell like shit and apparently taste like shit. So I've never understood the appeal of alcohol, but whatever. It's normalized, though, because fucking retards all across the country. Get wasted. Being drunk is not cool, no matter what anybody says. You just look stupid. There's not a more miserable experience than being the only sober guy in a room or house full of drunk people. It's not fun. 10 to go. We're still on commercial, but nothing's happening yet. Oh, it's football commercial, though. Again, show me all the football commercials. I don't care. That's the commercials I want to see are football commercials. Oh, the 51's coming to pit road. He's smoking. Don't think it'll bring out a caution, though. He made it to pit road. It's all good. Now they're showing a Truck Series commercial during the Truck Series race. 9 laps to go, in case you were wondering. Richmond, Thursday. Yep, nobody's going to watch it.
Bad news for Accomplished Motorsports and Chandler Smith on pit road. And we talked a little bit earlier about his...
Johnny Sauter on pit road. Oh, boy.
The issues that
implications.
He's on pit road. Johnny Sauter with a problem as well.
8 to go. Creed's got 0.7 of a second on Austin Hill.
No damage to the right side.
Don't want to call it too early, but without a caution, that may be all she wrote.
Right front tire, I don't know. What'd you see?
It almost looked to me like the tire was wobbling as he came down pit road. Maybe a loose right front wheel or something like that.
Thought he had a
Yep,
tire.
7 laps to go now.
No issues for Sheldon Creed. He's out front by almost a second.
Johnny Sauter's going to the garage.
Taking it to the garage.
Implications.
This is the year Johnny Sauter.
Rick Allen just came in his pants somewhere.
Every week we wonder what's going to happen to him next, Vince, and it's always something else. I guess the good news for him is Richmond next week, one of Johnny Sauter's very best racetracks. He's going to have to walk-off home run to make it to the playoffs there.
He doesn't care anything about points. He just wants to go to Richmond and win.
He did tell me earlier in the week that he would rather win 10 races than one championship, and that's the Johnny Sauter mentality. He just wants to win all the time.
And Sauter has an Xfinity Series win.
Matt Crushton be like, how about you win no races but win a championship? Ha-ha.
Season finale needing to win to get into the playoffs.
And Enfinger trying to rebound there. Here comes the start on Eckes.
Well, Chandler Smith may be having a problem as we saw him go and get fresh tires after that rub. But
1 second lead. Creed stretching it out even more with 5 laps to go. Oh, I wanted something exciting at the end.
We can tell both those trucks don't look like they have a scratch on them. You know, they've done their jobs to this point in the race, and now they're battling at the very end of the race to get that top 5 and have a good day.
A good finish and much welcome for Christian Eckes if he can complete the job here in these final 5 laps. He's been outside the top 10 3 races in a row. Here's a couple of playoff contenders.
That's your bubble battle.
Yes, it is. The 38 of Gilliland on the bubble. The 19 of Kraus just below the cut line.
Kraus wants that position too. He wants to make sure Gilliland knows he's in town. Go to Richmond and settle this, but Kraus is faster right
I don't know how the trucks have a deeper competitive. Wow, Kraus put the bumper to Todd Gilliland. Makes the pass. Well, not clear yet. Now he is. Gilliland going to give anything back to him, or is Gilliland the pussy that I know he is? He's the pussy that I know he is.
That was aggressive and bold, and if I was Kraus, I would go as fast as I could right now too. Because
whoa, he's trying. He about wrecked himself trying to pass a lap truck.
Points right there for Kraus in terms of that battle. That could be the difference next week, depending on how things go at Richmond.
And Todd Gilliland looked to have the race last week in Worldwide Technology wrapped up. He had a dominant performance, and then
Stop calling it Worldwide Technology. Just say Gateway. Oh, we got a spinner. Caution's out with 3 laps to go. We're going to overtime.
Caution is out. Oh, is that the Rusty Wallace look-alike for Josh Reaume?
Josh Reaume hit the inside wall.
It is indeed, and we're
Oh, boy.
a restart to settle in. That should be
Overtime. David Reagan's pounded the wall pretty hard, too. David Reagan's got a lot of damage on the right side.
Reagan had a good run today.
Tell you, Sheldon Creed's guys are like, fuck. Well, I'm excited. That was going to be a pretty anticlimactic finish. Maybe now it'll be good.
The top left of our screen, Vince, that tells it all. Just 88 catches.
Good
double
grief.
zero, and that's gonna run
Double zero just came down in front of Crafton and hit David Reagan on the right side. Hence caution. The fuck was a double zero thinking there? Crafton did not come up into him. The double zero came down on him.
So you gotta execute
Idiot.
perfectly here for what's going to be.
Crafton's got a lot of right front damage there.
And you see that damage on the 88 of Matt Crafton. Shouldn't be a surprise. Half the races this season have had a final green flag stretch of 3 laps or less.
Wow, really? Half the races in trucks this year have had less than 3 laps to go to the finish.
Familiar with the procedure, they'll take the green flag, and if they come back around and take the white, well, the next flag, whether it's the yellow or the checkers, will end the race. But if they don't get back to the white before the caution comes out, they'll just re-rack them and do it again.
Unlimited times.
Sheldon Creed is the leader.
What do you want to do here? I mean, we're going to have to pit. We got a lot of laps on the tires. We'll see if we can make it 2 more laps.
Oh, wow.
What?
Regan, you said a while back that fuel could be an issue if they had to go overtime. And
Wow. Ben Rhodes stays out and takes the lead. Creed and Hill and Moffitt all pit. Wow, fucking A. Are you serious?
I'm a little perplexed by that.
That doesn't make sense to me. They literally just gave the race away. Please tell me Biffle stayed out.
And we see a number of guys stay.
Wow.
A number of guys stay out on the racetrack.
These guys are fucked. There's only going to be 2 laps.
Crazy.
I'm a big fan of no tires at Darlington. I don't know if I would have wired for today, but hey, we'll find out.
It worked for you, didn't it?
Nah, Creed, Moffitt, and Hill are no longer factors in this race.
But obviously,
Too many guys stayed out, and there's only going to be 2. That's stupid. It had to be fuel related. There's no way. A lot of guys stayed out.
Ben Rhodes, I think, stayed out, as did Eckes. There's several trucks as these trucks here, these dominant.
You got to be kidding me.
Behind Vince for the first time all day.
Creed wins the race off pit road, but he just gave the race away by having to pit.
Yeah, we've had enough caution laps to where fuel should not.
That should not be an issue.
Should not have been an issue, and as Michael just said right there, Ben Rhodes, as everybody peeled off to pit, he was pretty happy sitting there and watching his view.
That's
get
perplexing.
Out front of him.
I'm very, very interested to watch this restart.
That just don't make any sense.
Tires are, Regan, and these
There's
guys,
like 8 or 9 trucks that stayed out, at least.
in line, have been so dominant all day. Now they've got some work to do. Biffle looks like he's been working a little bit, doesn't he?
Greg Biffle looks like he's chilling.
In the truck than it is maybe in those sand trucks that he's been running. Maybe a little more of a workout, a little more heat there for the Biff.
He told me earlier, Vince, that he took off in one of his sand buggies and just went straight across the desert to work out.
well, it's gone from bad to worse for the 2 of Sheldon Creed and crew chief Jeff Stanko. It's too fast entering.
Too fast entering Sheldon Creed. Yep, he's done. He was done anyway, but now he's really done.
Creed, and that will end his chances.
Jesus. Why would you pit there? It doesn't make any sense.
Yes, well, it might, Vince, because with the old tires and new tires and overtime.
Why would you pit there?
Have multiple attempts.
Makes no sense.
Baby off.
By the way, Ben Rhodes
literally makes no sense. I'm completely lost as to why the 3 best trucks literally just gave the fucking race away. 11 trucks stayed out. Austin Hill and Moffitt are 12th and 13th.
48 in a row without a win.
And Creed's going to the back because he sped on pit road. This is some straight up retard shit.
Well, he's been fast.
It's like the Chewbacca defense. It does not make sense. Greg Biffle's in the top 10 now, though.
Confident if I was him, because as I look at the
Why on earth would you pit there?
Reagan all the way back to the 11th position, stayed out. So Moffitt, Austin Hill, Lassard, they've all got a lot of trucks to get through to get there.
I think that's going to be the biggest problem right now, Michael, is if you're restarting in 12th on fresh tires, the track's going to be blocked up in front of you, and that could be a challenge.
What about pour me a little country time?
I love a little country time lemonade. Bobby Hamilton back in 1983.
Okay, that's a pretty sweet throwback scheme for Clay Greenfield. As opposed to that retarded ass please stand bullshit they were running a couple of years ago, whenever it was.
Back to fellow Tennessean Bobby Hamilton.
Why would you pit there? Like, why?
Restart in and
Ben Rhodes is probably going to fucking win now, and he's garbage.
Choose the top.
Boy, this is
like the dumbest scenario I've ever seen.
If you watched the Xfinity race yesterday and saw the finish to that one, that was a real nail biter.
This does not make any sense.
This is going to be the same.
It's Ben Rhodes, Derek Kraus, Grant Enfinger, and Christian Eckes. Now they're showing the replay from yesterday. That was awesome.
Opening the door for Brandon Jones.
And you know what I love? You say, why did Ross run into him? He was trying his best to turn left. The tires weren't gripping.
I'm cheering for Kraus,
As
but
hard as he couldn't quite finish.
that would be a
And
miracle.
that was a prime example. Those guys at the end of the race, they got racing each other. Brandon Jones was back there. He was still racing.
Fucking morons who pit it. I don't understand.
As they got together, and what a good race. I mean, that was good, hard, clean racing, and much like what we hope we're about to see right here.
I think you're going to see some hard racing here. It might not all be clean, though. You literally have 4 guys. Actually, the top 6 have literally not been a factor all day. Because the 3 best trucks just gave away the win. 2 to go. Go Kraus, but I doubt you win because it's probably going to be Ben fucking Rhodes. Rhodes trying to stack him up there. He tried, but damn, that was a good start for Kraus. He might get penalized. Kraus is taking the lead. Go Kraus. I love Derek Kraus. Let's go, dude. I'll be fine with this if he takes it. Oh, man, Ben Rhodes got a great run. Rhodes is going to take it. Rhodes is definitely going to take it. Send it, Kraus. Send it. Oh, fuck it. You got to be kidding me. Ben Rhodes is going to win this fucking race? He sure is. White flag. What the fuck? You couldn't have paid me to pit when that last caution came out. That is idiotic. And now this jackass, this no-talent loser, Ben Rhodes, is going to win. It's just so frustrating to see somebody with such little talent benefit from such a stupid strategy call. That is phenomenal.
2018, more than 2 years, 48
wow.
races.
All right, then.
Is over. Ben Rhodes has won at Darlington.
That was so dumb. I can't even begin to describe. I think all 3 crew chiefs of those top 3 trucks should have been fired for pitting there. Well, I mean, what are they, fucking stupid? Were they not paying attention? Of course half the field's going to stay out because more than half of them don't have any tires left.
More excited than that right there. We do have to mention everybody that stayed out had pitted on that previous caution, and maybe it just they deemed it was going to be too much to try and
that
make
is
it
so.
work. Regardless, Ben Rhodes
Moffitt ends up 10th. Austin Hill wound up 3rd. That's pretty impressive. Creed 18th. Way to go, you morons! You got to be kidding.
I think I'd be with you on that one. I think I'd have taken my chances from the front if I was that 2 team. But
fucking A, that's idiotic.
Especially when they get the penalty, coming on the pit road. Of course, hindsight 2020. But yeah,
well, I've seen some dumb shit this year, but that might be the dumbest. I'll never understand that. That is so retarded.
Ben Rhodes gives him the opportunity to get his all out of whack, spin it around everywhere on the front straightaway.
Ben Rhodes was 2nd earlier.
Kraus didn't drive enough like an asshole to win the race. But then again, think about it. Kraus is trying to gain points, and he finished 2nd there, and Anchor finished 11th. So I'm sure Kraus closed the gap on the bubble pretty well there.
With all the history.
Those of you wondering, other than Ryan Blaney's inspection issues, Cup inspection has gone pretty well. No other issues.
And, to get a win at
But I just
Darlington,
don't
guessing is gonna be a
understand the
little
end of this
extra
race at
special
all.
for Ben Rhodes.
This was stupid.
Big day
Why would you pit?
for that young
Why?
man. Yesterday it was the Kentucky Derby, and today the Kentuckian goes to victory lane. And the
Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and get off here because I really don't care about Ben Rhodes' interview. He fucking sucks. Stupid is as stupid does, and stupid wins the race because the alleged smart guys were a lot dumber today than he is. So I'm going to cut this short and get off here and take a break. I'll be back after 6 for the Cup race. I got to process what the hell this retarded shit was. Way to go, Ben Rhodes. You pulled a Brandon Jones, the Brad Keselowski special. I'll see you guys later.